Hey everyone! Today we're going to go over our friends in the band Chicago. Alright, so the pictures you're going to see are our friends from the band. So Peter Cetera is the first one at the top, Jason Chef's in the middle, and Dwayne Bailey is at the bottom. We'll talk about them right now. So Chicago's vocalist Peter Cetera started a solo career and left the band in the summer of 1985. Cetera was replaced by bassist and singer-songwriter named Jason Scheff, who is the son of Elvis Presley's bass player named Jerry Scheff. Their guitarist Chris Pinnick also left and was replaced with many temporary guitarists. No one became a band member. Chicago 18 was released in 1986. Soon after the album was recorded, the band hired guitarist Dwayne Bailey, who was in Bob Seger's Silver Bullet Band. Dwayne Bailey and Jason Scheff played in bands together. Jason introduced Bailey to the band just in time for the Chicago 18 tour. For the 1988 release of Chicago 19, the band hired a new producer. The song Look Away was the third and last single to reach #1 on the Hot 100 chart. The song was also named #1 Song of the Year for the year 1989. The album gave them 2 more top 10 hits, I Don't Want to Live Without Your Love and You're Not Alone. The drummer is Danny Seraphine at the top. The new drummer, Tris Imboden, in the middle, and Keith Howland at the bottom, which is another guitarist of theirs. So in 1990, their original drummer, Danny Seraphine, that you can see at the top, left the band and was replaced by the guy in the middle named Tris Imboden. Imboden made his first appearance on the 1991 album 21, which was their last album of the original music for 15 years. The band was given a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1992, and in 1993, Chicago wrote and recorded their 22nd album titled Stone of Sisyphus. I think I said that right. This album brought back their original sound with horns. However, Reprise Records rejected the album and it went unpublished for 15 years. Upset with the rejection, Dwayne Bailey voiced his opinions and left the band in 1994. And after their 1994 tour and signing with Giant Records, they released Night and Day Big Band in 1995. It had covers of songs originally recorded by artists like Sarah Vaughan, Glenn Miller, and Duke Ellington. The group's past participation in the 1973 TV special honoring Duke Ellington, titled Duke Ellington, We Love You Madly, was key in their decision to record this album. Also in 1995, Keith Howland, which is pictured to the right, he's a musician based in Los Angeles, was recruited as Chicago's new permanent guitarist. In 1998, Chicago released their album Chicago 25 in Roman numerals, the Christmas album, and a live album in 1999 titled Chicago 26 in Roman numerals. So you will see their drummer Drew Hester, keyboardist Bill Champlin, and another keyboardist, Lou Pardini, who we'll get to in a little bit. So in the year 2000, the band licensed their entire recorded output to Rhino Records. In 2002, Rhino released a 2-disc collection, The Very Best of Chicago, Only the Beginning, which covered the band's career. The album made the top 40 and sold over 2 million copies in the US. And in 2003, Rhino re-released Chicago 25, the Christmas album, with 6 new recordings added to it. And in the years 2004, 2005, and 2009, Chicago toured with the very famous band titled Earth, Wind, and Fire. In 2006, their first all-new studio album since 21 came out, titled Chicago 30 in Roman numerals, produced by a guy named Jay DeMarcus, who is the bassist and vocalist with the country band Rascal Flatts, and a longtime fan of Chicago. This was the first time the band's music was available as a digital download. In 2007, Rhino Records released the two-disc The Best of Chicago 40th Anniversary Edition, also known as Chicago 31 in Roman numerals. A new greatest hits covering their entire 40 years of music. In 2008, the album we talked about a little bit earlier, Stone of Sisyphus, the unreleased album from 1994, was listed officially as Chicago's 32nd or Chicago 32 in Roman numerals and released. Drew Hester, the drummer at the top pictured on the right, was the drummer for the band Foo Fighters, who joined Chicago in 2009 to temporarily fill in for Tris Imboden, and then continued in the band once Imboden returned later that year. In August of 2009, Champlin was replaced by Grammy-nominated keyboardist Lou Pardini, which is the guy pictured on the bottom right in color, who had worked with Stevie Wonder and Santana, the band. A few more artists here. So we have Jeff Coffey at the top, Ray Herman, who played saxophone in the middle, and then Wilfredo Reyes Jr. at the bottom for percussion. Now, Chicago 33, Oh Christmas 3, Dolly Parton was a guest artist on the album, which was released October of 2011. Hester left the group shortly before the tour and was replaced by drummer Daniel De Los Reyes, and then his brother and previous Santana member Wilfredo Reyes Jr., again pictured at the bottom. In late 2013, the band began releasing singles for a new album, and the album, titled Chicago 36 Now, was released in 2014. And then in 2015, Chicago released a two-disc live album titled Chicago at Symphony Hall, which had performances with the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, which is a well-known orchestra in that state. Now, in 2015, the band Chicago was listed among the nominees for the induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And in 2016, Jason Scheff left Chicago after 31 years of playing in the band. Bassist and vocalist Jeff Coffey, pictured at the top, replaced him. And then saxophonist Ray Herman, pictured in the middle, filled in for Per Zader once he retired. And then the following year, in 2017, a 2-hour documentary aired on TV titled Now More Than Ever, The History of Chicago. This film was directed by Peter Pardini, which was the nephew of the band member Lou Pardini, who you saw pictured before, a little bit earlier, produced by the band. The film won the 2016 Audience Choice Award at Sedona International Film Festival and People's Choice Award at Fort Myers Beach Film Festival that same year. And in 2018, Tris Imboden announced that he was leaving the band after 27 years. Now, Neil Donald, Brett Simons, and Ray Ramon Islas. We'll talk about them real quick. So the vocalist was chosen as the band's new lead singer, and Brett Simons joined the band as their new bassist. Daniel De Los Reyes returned to the keyboarding position, filling his brother's spot since Wilfredo moved to the drums. Now, Chicago 6, Decades Live, This Is What We Do. Chicago 2, Live on Soundstage. And Chicago Greatest Hits Live, were all released in 2018. That same year, Daniel De Los Reyes left Chicago to go back to his other group, named the Zac Brown Band, and Ray Ramon Islas, pictured on the bottom, replaced him. Chicago released an album titled Chicago 37 in Roman numerals, Chicago Christmas, in 2019. Alrighty, so really quick, we're going to go over this song and listen to it real quick. So, Saturday in the Park, a few things about it. This song was written by Robert Lamb and was very successful upon release in 1972. So, we're going back a little bit here, which brought their album Chicago 3 to number 1. They sold over 1 million copies in the US alone. And then Robert Lamb said about writing this song, I jotted down some ideas from what I had seen and experienced from a film I shot in Central Park. That's in New York. And it was really kind of that peace and love thing that happened there that in many parks all over the world, where people just relax and enjoy each other's presence and the activities we observe and the feelings we get from being a part of a day like that. So it's kind of an upbeat, positive type song. So let's take a listen and see what we think.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed that piece. Kind of fun and upbeat to listen to. So thanks for listening along with me, and I will see you next time.